The heads of state of the East African community are convening in Tanzania. During their two-day meeting, South Sudan's President Salva Kiir is expected to take over as chairman of the bloc, replacing Burundi's President Evariste Ndayishimiye. The EAC Secretariat says Salva Kiir's chairmanship will ensure the integration of the South Sudanese people into the seven-member regional bloc. The meeting comes as major security and refugee crises stemming from conflicts in Sudan and the DRC threaten the regional bloc. Well, CGTN's Chris Ochamringa is following the event in Arusha. He's joining us live from there. Chris, so what's the latest at this hour and what is on the agenda for the 2 days?
Yes, so what's happening right now is that ministers and technical officials are in the hall where this conference on climate change, food security is going to take place. They're going to be discussing issues of climate resilience for the people in the East African community, because over the years there have been serious floods and droughts that have really devastated the livelihoods of millions of people. And so the people from the leaders from the East African community have come up with a strategy, a uniform strategy that all the 7 member states are supposed to adopt to implement measures of adaptability, mitigation, to ensure that they address the adverse impacts of climate change. We're still waiting for the heads of states to arrive here, but when they come today, they're going to make some proclamations about how they should fight climate change together so that the people, especially the smallholder farmers who are really hit hard when these floods happen, are protected from these natural disasters. Beatrice, tomorrow we're expecting them to discuss issues of security, peace and security, and we'll also see President Salva Kiir take over the leadership of the region from his counterpart, Evariste Ndayishimiye of Burundi. And they will also discuss a number of other issues related to the integration of the East African community. Beatrice?
Well, Chris, an issue to note there. Somalia is widely expected to hear from the EAC on its ambitions to join the regional bloc. What are you hearing about this?
Well, so yesterday there was a meeting, a Council of Ministers meeting of the East African community, and that issue was discussed, the admission of Somalia into the East African community. They did not, it was a closed session, journalists didn't have access to that meeting, but there is a report that the ministers have come up with, which they're going to submit to the heads of state. And then the heads of state are going to discuss it on Friday, and they will make a statement about the admission of Somalia. I spoke to some officials of the East African community who have been engaged in meetings between Somali officials and the regional bloc, and they said that the discussions went on quite well, but there are still a number of issues that Somalia has not met. You know, the East African Community Treaty lays out some of the issues like good governance, rule of law, democracy, but those are issues that Somalia hasn't left. But there's a general feeling among the leaders of the East African community that these countries that still haven't, reached that level could be better helped once they're inside, once they join the East African community. Democratic Republic of Congo is one case, and so the leaders are going to discuss this issue, and then they will issue a communique about the admission of Somalia into the East African community on Friday.